When we first started listening to it and you came on, we both looked at each other. We're like, oh, like there's a young girl. You were so knowledgeable. And
Yeah.
I'm
gonna blush.
You're holding your own with Quentin Tarantino. It's like
we were like
impressive.
in shock. People will stop using straws to save the fish, but won't stop eating fish to save the fish.
Most of our plastic waste in the ocean is fishing waste.
Fishing waste.
It is not from plastic straws.
Yeah.
Like, let me have my plastic straw.
I don't ever want to make a movie about like preaching about go vegan, guys.
Yeah.
You know, that's why it's interesting to me that she said that particular movie, because I have a crazy obsession with that movie.
It's such a weird thing. Like you look back on things you did as a child and you're like, what was that about?
That's me with Twilight.
Oh
my God, if a guy would just take me to Crossroads every night.
So finding a guy that like not only loves cats but had a cat rescue.
It's like the total package.
Yeah.
This is the Gala Show. I'm your reporter on the beat, Gala Avary. On this episode, I have two guests on the mic. Not only are they both filmmakers, but I truly admire their dedication to causes that they hold dear to them. Whether it's rescuing cats and bringing awareness to Adopt Don't Shop, the best recipes that make me absolutely drool, or that vegan restaurant gem that I didn't know was in my hometown that I have to be checking out. Individually, you'll know them as Joshua Uzon and Savannah Kalmanson, but together they are known as We Soy Tasty, one of my favorite vegan content creators. So, hi Savannah, hi Joshua.
Hey.
I am
really cute.
so happy to be here in your house, and everyone can see because I'm going to put a little blurb at the beginning where to find the video for people to watch. But if you're not watching at home and you're just listening on audio, I have so much food in front of me right now, and everyone knows I love a buffet. So I'm really, really happy to be here.
Okay, good.
So before we bring up the topic for today, I have a question for the two of you. This is my favorite question to ask couples, but how did you meet?
I could tell you the storyteller version.
Yeah.
So it's actually I'm very happy. Like the way I would put it to my kids if I was telling them if we have kids, well, probably will. So we were at a nightclub, which is not the best way. Like that can go two ways, right? Like at a nightclub, but we were at a nightclub. It was right after COVID, so I was dying to get out, and I didn't even want to go out that night. But I was like, things are opening back up, so I just have to get out. And apparently, same for her. So there was this really drunk guy bugging her, and I was at the table alone, and so I kind of interfered, and she just said, like, can you act like we're together? So he stops bugging me, and it was like one of those situations. But what was cool is that, eventually we started talking, and I said, what do you do? And she's like, I'm in film school. I'm like, oh, no way. That's interesting. But I didn't want to come off to like one of those guys that are like, oh, you're in film school? I have a production company. So I was just like, oh, cool. And then I was like, that's super cool. Like, and I started asking her some of her favorite movies and directors, and I think I had said, who's your favorite director right now? And she said Christopher Nolan. I'm like, oh, I'm a huge fan of him as well. And then favorite movie, and then I don't know why she said this, because I don't think this is her favorite movie, by the way, was Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the 74 version.
Is that your favorite movie?
It's one of them, yeah.
Okay.
I struggle with that question a lot. I don't think I have a favorite
It's just
movie.
your favorite movie, like, in that moment.
Yeah.
That's always how I see it, because I spring that question on people all the time.
Yeah.
And I don't really, like, want their correct answer. I just want an answer.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why it's interesting to me that she said that particular movie, because I have a crazy obsession with that movie. And you don't meet many people at a club that will say the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So that kind of got us talking, and I was like, okay, that's really cool. And then we started going on and on about the my production company and whatnot.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, and that was really cool. And then he also told me he had a cat rescue.
Oh, you had the cat rescue before?
Yeah. I had a full, like a legit big cat rescue before.
Wow.
And yeah, we kind of came up in passing, and then she loves cats.
I am a huge cat fan, and I feel like I know this from me growing up and just seeing, like, usually guys aren't in, like, it's kind of like a girl thing, cats.
Where my cat
like,
people at?
Yeah. Like, my mom would always rescue cats, and she'd bring them over, and my dad's like, no more cats in the house. Like, we'd have to beg him to let us keep them. And so finding a guy that, like, not only loves cats but had a cat rescue,
It's like the total package.
Yeah. I called my sister after. I was like, okay, I just met a guy. He has a production company. He has a cat rescue. Like, he's really cute. He's really nice. She was like, oh, when's the wedding?
That's how I feel when I see you guys.
Yeah.
I'm like, honestly, you guys are so beautiful. I think from like inside and out. Like I love seeing you two as a couple, and it was so funny because I think I sent you the photos, Savannah, of Joshua at Matt's birthday party.
Yeah.
And I remember I was dating a guy, and I was like, look at this photo I found of this guy, and this is why I sent it to you. And he looked at him, he was like, God, he's so handsome. I want to be him.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, well, maybe you should become vegan. and like all
funny.
these things. And it's just, you guys just shine from the inside out. And so I love you guys as a couple, and I love you guys individually. And so just really, really happy to be here. And I love that story. That just like warms my icy cold heart.
Yeah, it is actually like cute for like a club story, it could,
It went, and the fact that you called someone afterwards and were like,
Yeah.
I just met someone.
Yeah.
This person's going to be important to me. It's really sweet. So now, as always, my guest gets to bring their topic to the mic. So you guys, what are we going to be talking about today?
So I think for everyone listening who doesn't know, or obviously you don't know, but we met Gala at almost like another serendipitous kind of thing, which is really cool, at this video store, Be Kind, in Burbank, which are some of our friends that own it. And it was really cool because we, as now you guys know, we're filmmakers, vegans, and love cats. And we actually listened to video archives before we even met you. So we knew about you. We knew who you were. We were fans already. And
we haven't told you this before, but because we used to always listen to it while we were driving. Like we used to go on we used to drive out of town for work and stuff. So we would always be listening to the podcasts. And when we first started listening to it and you came on, we both looked at each other. We're like, oh, like there's a young girl on this podcast. And then the more you talked, like you were so knowledgeable. And like,
I'm going to blush.
No, we were like, you're holding your own with Quentin Tarantino. Like, it's like,
we were like
impressive.
in shock.
Yeah. You
Like,
don't
who
meet
is
many
this
people
girl?
like that,
Like, we want to know this girl. And then like running into it at the VHS store was like, no way, And then, again, cool. Like he said, finding out you love cats too and are also vegetarian. It's just,
it was cool because it was like very natural how it happened, because it's not like we met at a party or like an LA party. We were at a video store buying, I think you were buying VHSs or they're doing something like that.
It wasn't Matt's birthday, but we met before that. I think we were just buying tapes that day. I think I was just in there, and then you guys just came in, or you guys were in there and then I came in, and we were just buying tapes, and all of a sudden it was like, hey. And that's one thing I really love, because everyone's always asking like, well, where do you meet people? Like, what do you do? Just go to places that you're interested in. And this is also why the video store is so important, because then you run into like-minded people and you can strike up conversations, friendships. And if you're at a club, you can find romance. So go outside, people. Go outside and do things.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
So,
but sorry, we never got to what the topic is.
So what is the topic?
I feel like the whole conversation is going to be like that. But we were discussing is it'd be good to talk about movies, cats, and veganism.
Yeah, I think that we're going to be talking about movies, cats, and veganism today. And I have a 30-minute timer. I will always set my 30-minute timer. But if our conversation goes over, because of this in front of us, our conversation goes over. It's my show. I do what I want. So I'm going to be setting the 30-minute timer, and our time starts now. So first thing I just want to know is a little bit like about your guys' individual backgrounds. Like, did you guys both become vegan? Like, did one of you guys influence the other one? How did that happen?
Yeah. He influenced me. He's actually been a vegan for like 10 years, I believe. He can talk more on that. But I was not a vegan. I have always been interested in becoming vegan. During COVID, I tried it a couple times, and honestly, that's just on me, like not having the strongest personality, I guess, because I come from a family of like meat eaters, and like no one around me was vegan. I never met someone like vegan except for my sister was vegan, but she was vegan for health reasons. So I feel like that's completely different.
And everyone goes vegan for their own reasons, whether it's like environment, you feel better, health reasons, etc. There's so many different reasons to go vegan.
Yeah.
And so there's no one entry point, which I always think is really interesting.
Yeah. And it was really interesting too, because the fact, like, unfortunately, I'm from Florida. So there's not as many vegan options as.
No, there's so many here in LA.
Yeah, there's it's like, this is the perfect place to be. It is getting better in other places. In Florida, it is a lot better. But like growing up, there wasn't much. And my sister was vegan for health reasons, and she's also gluten-free and all this stuff. So she'd often like have us try her foods, and it just like wasn't that appealing to me. And so I kind of just like disassociated, like not made that connection, kind of probably like on purpose, you know, not wanting to, because I'm a huge animal lover. But yeah, so then I finally met him, and he's like so strong about it. Like,
Yeah, I think I was like, you can't eat, because you were
No,
still eating me out. I think I was
no.
like, well, I had
didn't
well,
do
not
that.
that strong, but it was like I would take us to vegan restaurants. It was
Yeah.
always like
Yeah.
vegan
It was a
stuff.
very positive influence.
Yeah.
Like, he just made it seem like more appealing. And like, we're in LA, and he was making vegan food. He took me to Crossroads. Like,
My Crossroads
Yeah.
is the best.
I was-
It's
yeah,
my
you've been there,
favorite
right?
date.
We
It's
talked
my
about this, right?
favorite date night restaurant
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
sure. And also, I love something vegan, like in Burbank.
Yeah,
It's,
that
like,
was
one of my
another
favorite
one,
places.
yeah.
And then Thai vegan on Main Street, Santa Monica, is like my
Oh.
favorite Thai food vegan place.
I don't think we've tried that one
Yeah,
yet.
it's
Oh,
really,
yeah.
really. It's like a little takeout place, and like you could just, it's all
Yeah,
vegan.
Thai vegan food is really
No, Thai
Yeah,
vegan
we have
is really
one
good.
right down our street that we actually can walk to. It's called Veggie House.
Oh, okay,
And it's
cool.
another small little Thai place. It's
Yeah.
so good.
funny. We just did a video like a takeout and
Yeah.
do a movie night.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
It's so fun.
super,
That's
it's
so
super good.
So when did you become vegan?
When I was like, like close to 12 years ago now. And it's funny because this was what year are we in? 2012, right around that time. And it was definitely a thing at that time. And it was, you know, you'd see these videos where the whole factory farm
Yeah, like the
industry.
PETA videos. And
So I had
stuff,
never
yeah.
seen it before that, and someone showed me it, and it, like I just clicked,
Wow.
like I didn't need to like.
So you
contemplate
didn't
it.
go like vegetarian and then vegan? Did you just go like straight
I
vegan
think for
first?
like a month, the idea was to do that. It was,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I didn't actually understand vegan. Sorry,
No, no.
I actually didn't even understand veganism too. Like I was one of those people who were like, well, you can't eat this, can't eat that, but. All I knew was that the animals, that the whole animal factor
Mm-hmm.
was the most crucial part to me. So then, yeah, I cut out all the meat and all the chicken, all the stuff that's like the usual things people eat. And then I was a huge fan of sardines.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Like
Like,
that's
that was
the
one
last
thing I was-
holdout because
yeah.
most people's holdout is cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like,
Okay. So I did eat. I love eggs. I actually. Little prerequisite here is like I was you know how you were telling us Quentin is a huge
Yeah.
meat eater.
Quentin, for everyone out there wondering, he is a huge meat eater, won't eat a vegetable. Quentin, please eat a
We'll get him. We
vegetable.
have to get him. But I was like that.
Yeah.
Like, but the day before I saw the video, I was like a steak and eggs for breakfast kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, roast beef sandwiches, burgers. Like, I was a huge meat eater. And my dad even tells stories where I would like eat raw meat off the grill and stuff. Like I was
Really?
like, yeah, I was like a weird kid that I ate candy and meat.
Wow.
I didn't like vegetables.
Wow, that's so interesting. So I grew up vegetarian. My mom became vegetarian when she was 18. So this is like in the early 80s, I'm going to guess. And then she met my dad, and my dad was kind of from like a health conscious family. Like at least my grandma was health conscious, but he was still eating burgers and stuff. And then my mom kind of helped my dad become vegetarian.
That is so funny.
And then by the time I was born, my dad was basically vegetarian, like eating at the house, and now doesn't eat meat. And my brother and I were both raised vegetarian.
Very cool.
So for me, it's just been like a natural thing. I've never had really any desire to eat meat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've tried it on a few occasions just to like
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
The meat I've tried is not, I don't think was not great.
You don't
Yeah.
get it, why?
No, I don't really get why people eat it
Yeah.
personally. It's for me, it's just like whatever floats people's boats.
Yeah.
But I prefer a clean lifestyle, and I really admire that you were able to share this with her because
Yeah.
one of the struggles I have dating,
Yeah.
even in Los Angeles, is that there are a lot of guys that eat a lot of meat,
Mhm.
and for me, it's like I really want to date someone that has like my same dietary.
Especially in the
connection.
long term, it would be kind of
Well,
difficult.
also it's like how I want to raise my children. I was raised vegetarian.
Mm-hmm.
I want to raise my kids vegetarian. My brother and I don't have any health issues, which is like one question I get asked all the time. Like, oh, like,
Yeah.
do you have vitamin deficiencies?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
actually
and you're
very
like you've
ample.
never ate it.
No,
so
and I've
it's-
never eaten meat, and so
Yeah,
it's
that's
like I don't have
crazy.
health issues from it. And then as they know, I have an egg allergy, so
Mm.
I don't eat eggs.
Yeah.
But I
Which
still,
is funny because that's the one thing you did have problems with. Like
yeah, and I
health
had
problems,
I
so-
had health problems with eggs, and then I
Yeah.
finally figured out it was an egg allergy.
Yeah.
But yeah, we used to call a lacto-ovo vegetarian. That was like the term because you eat eggs and you eat milk, and then like vegetarian was kind of like vegan, I guess, at the time. And now I guess I'm just a lacto vegetarian, and maybe one day that will disappear.
Yeah.
Maybe when I finally get that hurdle.
Yeah. So that's like the milk
that
and
is
cheese.
the milk and cheese is like my last thing. But I've been vegan before. I kind of go back and forth, and I have like, I would say like right now I'm like 3 days a week vegan. So that's like, but yeah.
I have to say, your story, it's funny, and this actually maybe you can insight on this, but you said your dad wasn't vegetarian.
Yeah, no, my dad was not vegetarian. My mom was.
Is that line in Pulp Fiction is like, my girlfriend's a vegetarian, which pretty much makes that where that comes from?
Yes.
That is super cool. And when I'm hearing it, I'm like, I can hear that line.
Yeah, because my parents met while my dad worked at Video Archives. So they met, in like college years in Venice Beach.
Were they in college?
My mom lived in like a girl house, and my mom knew my dad's cousin, and he was like invited to the party, I guess, at the girl house. And so he came, and then my dad and his cousin ended up moving into the garage of the girl house. So,
no way.
So and then a year later they started dating. But
that's so cute.
Yeah, it was really cute.
Yeah. So she was vegetarian for health reasons.
No, I think she just like became vegetarian. I don't really, to be honest, my mom just said it was kind of like natural. She just started thinking about animals. She loved animals, and then she just over time just became vegetarian. I think it was way harder back then. Like now we're so blessed with all the options that we have. Like tofu was really hard to find back then. Can you imagine that? Like you couldn't find tofu. You had to make your own tofu.
Oh wow.
And like people would make their own, and now like on this table in front of us, like we have so many, like there's even vegan shrimp on the table. There's vegan shrimp, there's vegan fish, I think there's vegan egg, vegan cheese.
There's vegan egg in these.
So there's
vegan bacon.
Should we eat some?
Yeah. So tell me like one of these things on the table that like we should try.
Okay, well, okay. So these up here are bacon, egg, and cheese croissants.
Okay.
So we got the vegan bacon, egg, and cheese, which is, like you just said, crazy that exists.
I know, it's super crazy.
There's really no excuse anymore. I like for this cheese too. This specific cheese, it's called Chow Creamery, and it tastes exactly like.
I'm curious to see, like, because I guess
we are maybe a little.
Yeah, we're very biased.
I guess.
And obviously, we haven't eaten cheese in a while now, so.
Well, the vegan cheese at Crossroads is my favorite vegan cheese.
Yeah.
Like, if
have you been to Sugar Taco?
No, I haven't.
Oh, because they make a house-made cheese.
Is it really?
And
really
it's like
good?
the hit of.
Okay, I need like a list of all these places so I can hit up all.
So wait, what cheese at Crossroads do you eat?
Well, they have like the squash blossoms with the vegan ricotta.
Yes,
that's my favorite for sure.
Have you made tofu ricotta?
No, not yet.
It's so good and it's so easy.
Okay, I'm sure you have a video up of the recipe.
A specific video for just that? No, I don't think. But it's a part of that. I think you commented on the pasta one.
Oh, then
the vodka pasta.
I wanted to eat that. So I was literally up at night like, so good. Okay, so I'm just gonna grab one of these.
Yeah, grab one.
I'm excited. Oh, they feel so good.
And then
I never like grew up eating meat, so it's also interesting for me, like fake meat in general.
Yeah. Down here,
oh, cool.
also I don't know how those are because they were baked a little bit ago.
That's really good.
A little cold, yeah.
I don't care if they're cold. They're really good.
Because
to be honest, like cold croissants are like the best.
Really? That is the annoying thing. Oh, actually, I just saw a cheese pull. But I was gonna say that is usually the annoying thing about vegan cheese is like once it gets cold, it kind of acts different. But actually, that was still pulling. So.
Well, I don't. It's because I didn't take part in any of this cooking. What is that?
Okay.
Like, what's the thing on the bottom of the shrimp?
So. This is a shrimp tart. It's pie crust with cream cheese, Worcester sauce, and spices, and then shrimp.
Interesting.
I'm really scared to try the vegan shrimp because I never tell people I have a shrimp allergy.
Oh yeah,
because I don't eat shrimp. So it's like, why would I ever even tell anyone that?
Yeah.
So I've never eaten like shrimp, like whole shrimp.
Yeah. I almost kind of want you to try just the shrimp alone because honestly, I don't know how this. I don't like.
By the way, a little background on these because I know
I'll try the shrimp alone. It feels like a shrimp.
Yeah, a prawn.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Something that's interesting is this brand, this company is really good. Their ingredients are super healthy. So I know one thing a lot of people have issue with is like Beyond and Impossible.
Yeah,
Not to
I tend
call
to
them
stay.
out
I tend to stay away from
because
those.
they're
So.
very processed or whatever. They're getting better actually. We've been working with Beyond and I don't know if I can talk about this. I think we're fine. But their ingredients are getting better, I will say, and I think they're striving to get better and better. But yeah, nonetheless, they still are.
They are now the only vegan meat that's like clean
This brand?
ingredient certified. Not this brand, but this brand's actually better. It's just
What is this brand called?
Beleaf.
Beleaf.
Yeah, so this brand is actually amazing. All their products have like 8 ingredients.
Wow.
And so they do vegan seafood. They do vegan sashimi.
Wow.
If you see it in that sandwich right there,
Okay,
it's
so
like
this
smoked
sandwich.
salmon. That's a
So
smoked
it's like
salmon.
smoked salmon. Oh, it's like a
Smoked
like
salmon
a tea
lox.
sandwich. I'm gonna try a bite.
Yeah, and what was I? Oh yeah, so they do all the seafood with konjac root, which is a root vegetable.
Konjac's really good for you.
Yeah, and it's a superfood.
This is delicious.
Yeah, I actually haven't even tried that
Oh
yet.
my god, here, let me hand you one. 'Cause this is-
So that one is that's smoked salmon and like cucumber and cream cheese.
what kind of brand of vegan cream cheese do
I'm
you
not a
use?
big fan of this cream cheese.
Really? Because
Yeah.
this cream
I was
cheese
gonna
is
say whipped
actually
cream.
really good.
Really? It's
What
not.
is it?
It's like really sweet to me. It's the Miyoko's one.
Oh yeah, I like this one.
It's like really sweet.
Is there more?
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
one more here. Let me
There's
hand
one
it
over
to
there.
you. There's
Is this one?
no here. This is the.
Thank you.
That's really good because cream cheese is like one thing that I'm always like.
Wary on.
Yeah, it's like the cheeses in general. Like if I'm gonna eat a cream cheese, I'll sometimes do a goat cream cheese because I don't know why I think that's better than
Yeah.
a cow cream cheese.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
it's like in the scheme of things, I'm
Yeah.
getting closer to vegan cream cheese. Makes no sense. It's to be honest, it's that cognitive dissonance that we talked about a little bit.
Well, I think that's the same thing with like turkey bacon, right? People think like that, and
Yeah, for the longest time, it's funny. I'm sure this probably happened to you, but a lot of my family, when they hear I'm vegan, or when we go to family gatherings, they're like, "Oh, we have turkey or we have seafood."
like
It's
fish,
like, that's
you can
vegan,
have
right?
Fish, yeah.
My dad is literally to this day does it. It was like, "You can eat
Really?
seafood, right?" Yeah.
But is it like by mistake? Like he just doesn't
Yeah,
understand.
he just doesn't. Yeah, I think like the whole vegan thing is like I don't eat animal products, or like the whole I don't eat anything that like may have harmed an animal.
And you guys are like vegan, like no honey. No. Because how far does your veganism go, I guess, in your lifestyle? Because there are some people that are like just vegan, like they eat it, but maybe like leather products or animal testing. All of
Yeah,
those
all our
things.
products are non-animal testing.
That's amazing.
Actually, it's funny you bring that up. So one thing we want to do, I have a production company. It's a very small production company, but hopefully as time goes on, it grows and we can eventually start making feature films, and that'll be the realm we work in. And hopefully the bigger productions, like the whole concept is to sustain what am I trying to say? Make it sustainable.
Yeah.
And like, we want to cater mostly vegan. Obviously, like I'm sure dealing with certain Hollywood types, you're going to have to have a
Yeah.
mix of both, but we want to have majority vegan because that's
But try to make it so good that they wouldn't.
yeah,
want
like where
to.
they don't know.
Yeah.
And then, going back to what you were asking us with the whole what extent we go to, like I think what's another thing, because the main reason we're vegan, I think, is for animals.
Yeah.
And then the next would be sustainability. I do think that's a big thing. I do believe in it. I think that we are killing the planet
Yeah.
because of it. So I do, we want to have everything be as sustainable and as vegan as possible that doesn't hurt animals or the planet.
That's great. How do you guys feel though about like thrifting leather? Like thrifted leather is fine, you think? Or-
Interesting.
Because like my brother and I talk about that because like I will try not to buy leather. Shoes are the hardest, like shoes and
Yeah.
purses
Yeah.
are the hardest because also like the pleather does kind of degrade. And,
Oh,
like,
very
it's
fast.
Stella McCartney, like it just
We
disappears.
found.
Oh, you found a brand?
We found a good brand.
Okay, I'm gonna need to know that also because
for purses, but shoes is hard. I will say.
shoes is really hard. And it's like, but I know like my brother and I don't really thrift. My brother loves to thrift and like he would never buy a leather jacket. I would never buy a leather jacket. But he's like, if
Even
it's at the-
thrifted.
But well, I don't know if I would ever wear one, but for him, he was like, he would definitely buy thrifted leather because it's already been made.
Yeah.
And it's like you're kind of saving it then from the garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like you're kind of giving it a new life. And so I think, but I'm sure there are some people that would just be like, never, I would never wear that even. So,
Yeah. I would probably tend to like, I guess I do agree with your brother's stance on it. Because the only really reason wrong with like buying it is you're producing that demand, and that you don't have that in thrift stores. They're not telling you what's being bought there. And then saving anything from going to the trash is good. I personally don't really care about leather though, so I wouldn't like seek it out.
Yeah.
I guess if I found something that like I really loved, I would, but personally I wouldn't even really go for that anyways.
Yeah, go for that like style or
Yeah.
fashion anyhow.
Yeah.
I just think it's super interesting because it's just like, for me, it's like, as a vegetarian, I was talking with Joshua about this before. I'm a lifelong vegetarian. I've had friends like go vegan like their first week of being vegan, and
Yeah.
they get really aggressive with
Yeah,
me.
yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, okay, like you've been vegan 1 week and I've been vegetarian for
That's funny.
29 years now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's weigh the pros and cons of this. But I think that is one of the reasons why a lot of people don't want to go vegan, is because people are
Yeah.
some people that
Yeah,
are vegan
yeah.
are so aggressive that it almost turns people off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that you were saying that, because that's something that, like, transitioning over into filmmaking, like I don't ever want to make a movie about like preaching about go vegan, guys.
Yeah.
You know, I love like something like Okja we were
Yeah.
talking a little bit about. I do like the movie a lot.
Shout out
but
to the Ocha dogs at the new Bev.
Yeah,
Like,
yes.
thank you
That's so
for the
cute.
vegan
Yeah.
options at the movie theater.
yes,
Keep
thank
giving
you,
them to us.
Quentin and Jules
And Phil, yeah. I
Phil.
believe it's Phil that has
Yeah,
it.
thank you very much. And
Yeah.
and yeah, they have the peanut chews there,
The
which
peanut chews
are vegan, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
good.
so
They're so. Have you had them?
No, I haven't. But that was also one of the things, is like, I remember when I consciously cut out gelatin. Like, I was like 13 or 14. and
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like,
that's- you gotta be
I looked
careful.
at candy and I was like, oh, I know what that is. That's something that is not vegetarian for
Yeah.
me. I'm
Yeah.
not going to eat that. I remember.
Well, you know what's really crazy too, which I didn't find out for the longest time, which sugar. Like,
Yeah, some sugar has like bone ash in
Yeah.
it, which is really, really weird. And then some cheese, if you're vegan, you don't have to worry about it. But some cheese has like animal rennet in it, which is
yeah.
sheep stomach. And I remember Eli Roth told me, like, reminded me about that. And I was like,
is
oh,
he
yeah.
veggie? Vegan?
No, he's not. He eats meat,
Okay.
but we were talking about making pizza. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, yeah, like mozzarella. I'm just vegetarian. I'm going to put mozzarella on it. And he's
Yeah.
like, but that probably has sheep rennet in it.
Mm.
And so I now always check my cheese to like
Yeah.
make sure it's like vegetarian rennet
Yeah.
instead. So at least I'm doing
so
that.
crazy
little-
the like different things they put in food
I know.
that
it
does
is.
not need to be there, and they make it so much harder.
I know. I completely agree. Okay, the one thing I have to ask though about is the cats, because
Yeah.
I know that you guys foster, rescue, and like huge adopt don't shop. I'm a huge adopt don't shop person. Like the shelters are so full, dogs, cats,
Oh my God.
bunnies, tortoises, any animal you can think of, horses, pigs out
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
country.
Mm-hmm.
And there are so many loving animals that need homes, and so I love that you guys rescue cats.
Yeah,
Love it.
yeah.
I
And
love it
your
too.
cat's a rescue too.
And my
so
cat is also a
thank you
rescue.
for,
Yeah.
for not shopping.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, to talk on that, I will say for sure that that is something we also want to incorporate a lot into. But we were kind of talking about the cat cafe idea that we
Yeah,
have.
you guys have this cat cafe idea, and we need one so bad in LA.
Yeah.
If there is there one already? In LA?
There's
There is like 3, but they just like they do it so bad,
Yeah.
you know? Like it's just not like a fun environment to go. It's a fun one-time experience, but it's not something you would repeat.
Like repeat and go
Because it's basically you pay to enter
Mm-hmm.
and then you go in, and some places you can get like a coffee on the outside and bring it in. The first place I ever went to was the one on Melrose,
Mm-hmm.
and they have to like you order it, they run across the street to get you coffee.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah.
That is so
Because of like
funny.
it's hard with the laws because obviously there's cats in there, so you can't have like a kitchen. But I think they're just being lazy. I think there's ways around it.
well, no, they are hard laws. So I have been looking into this.
They are hard.
Because like
but
your guys'
there's
idea
ways.
is like a cat, like a vegan cat cafe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So hear this, everyone listening.
Hear this.
No one, actually, whoever wants to steal this, go ahead. Like by all means, and I'll help you, because I just want to. The whole reason we want to do this is to hang out there. Like I genuinely want there to be something like this. So the idea would be, it would have to be a pretty big facility, because it would be a restaurant. Think of have you ever been to what's the restaurant called? The jungle looking one.
Oh,
Rainforest
Rainforest Cafe,
Cafe.
which, by the way, Matt's Mortuary is a huge Rainforest Cafe.
Oh yeah, no, I know. Yeah. We talked
Huge.
about this because
Yes.
we talk about the cafe a lot with
Yeah.
him, and he said he would love that. But so you know the whole jungle aesthetic.
Yes.
So which we kind of try to do it in here, but it's not working out that well.
I actually love the aesthetic in here, so it's coming along.
Thank you. Okay, so I'll take it. But very jungly looking. But imagine if I was gonna say like a 15-year-old movie geek, but like basically just me with you see all the movie stuff here.
So basically, your house.
Yeah, and just deck it out with a bunch of movie memorabilia, stuff that we like. Yeah, so our house.
It's like kind of you're going into like someone's. I don't want to use the term man cave because any film person could be man, woman, whatever.
Yeah.
But like you're basically going into like
Yeah.
the geek cave, like with all the movies and all the memorabilia and all the fun stuff, and it kind of feels almost. I'm gonna guess like someone's living room, like you're in the best place, and there's a bunch of cats.
Yeah.
And
Like,
mom
it's in-
mom has brought vegan snacks.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
And of course we'd have like the whole reason I'm actually because I started collecting VHSs because I met Matt and saw the video store and was like, this is super cool and started buying them. But then, and listening to video archives.
Yeah.
But then now I'm collecting more serious and like, cause I want to have my collection in the shop.
Oh, that's
at some
great.
point. And
That's
like
awesome.
people could pull them off and you see we have a little
You can
TV
play
here,
your own.
TV there,
Well,
and
it's
like
so
little sections.
it's so much fun because when I got to walk around, they asked me like, "Well, what movie should we play?" And of course, I'm gonna pick coffee because we're
Yeah.
sitting here and we're having vegan snacks and like coffee together.
Yeah.
And
Of course you do.
and you got Pam's coffee cup right there, which is located at the Vista for anyone wondering who wants to go. But it's so fun because I got to like look around and kind of see a little bit about you guys when I'm looking through the shelves. Like, oh, you like this movie, you like that movie, and then you brought out that wonderful Phantom of the Opera music box, and it's like you get to connect over these things, and all of a sudden we're sharing stories about like, oh, when I was a kid, I wanted to do opera.
Yeah.
It's like, and then you're like, I hate musicals. So,
That is funny the way that happens.
I know, it's just like when you have objects in a home that are like
Yeah,
actually
talking
personal and
points.
physical. It's not like you have this on a hard drive.
Yeah.
Because how am I going to see that on a hard drive?
Right. Or
So,
my
like, scroll
streaming
through.
list.
Yeah, let me scroll through
Yeah.
for like 30 minutes and try to find something.
Yeah.
No, it's
Yeah.
a tactile thing, and
Yeah.
I even picked up the Devil doll, and I'm like, I have this tape.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay, that's cool. Like we have, but yours is much nicer than mine.
Is it?
It's heavier.
You know what I bought because of you, because of Video Archives? is
Oh, you
this.
bought Demonoid.
Yeah,
Yeah. I wonder if that's
Oh,
even
that
my
was
copy.
cool.
When did you buy that?
that's a good question.
Did you buy that like within like the last few months?
Like 6 months ago, maybe.
I wonder if that's my copy. Did you get it from Be Kind?
Yeah.
It might be my copy. It might be my copy. It
I
might be my
told
copy.
Matt. I specifically told him I was like, please keep an eye out for it. And then he messaged me. He was like, I got it.
It might be my
Yeah,
copy
that's
because
probably
I'd
it.
be like, yeah, who else would
As,
have it?
Yeah.
I told you, I do like $5 rentals, and I had $5 rentals. I buy $5 tapes and I give them back to the store. But I have like 2 or 3 copies of Demonoid.
I remember.
And
you
so I
talking about
brought.
that.
I think that's my copy.
That's
Yeah,
super
most
cool.
likely. Yes. Yeah, that is really
Super
cool.
cool.
So funny. Okay, what are these ones? These ones are these egg sandwiches?
Yeah,
Like-
yeah. So this one right here is tofu, like egg.
Okay, I'm gonna try
Like
it.
that's it, egg. And then this one is chickpea tuna.
Huh, chickpea tuna.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
That's our
tofu
favorite.
egg.
Try that.
How do you
Try
make
it.
it taste like egg?
Black salt, kalanamak.
Black salt?
Yeah, it's
Have you
called
ever tried black salt?
kalanamak.
It literally smells like
Oh,
egg.
it's so weird.
Yeah.
Right?
Right?
Oh
Does
my
it
God.
taste
Black
like?
salt. I feel
That tastes like egg. And then I'm like,
You're like, wait, I'm gonna be allergic.
it's so weird. Is it just tofu and
So it's tofu, vegan mayo, mustard, turmeric, and black salt and like salt, pepper, some other things. But black
is
salt is really
so-
what does it. So when you put it, like when you pour it on, like he even said, like, whoa, like
I
that's
came out
smelling
this
up
one,
the
I'm like,
house.
Like I was like, it smells like egg in here.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so crazy. Like you pour it over and it's just like ridiculous.
that is so weird.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
that tastes like egg.
Which
Like
one's?
this one's the egg, this one's the chickpea one. These
Yeah.
I
three.
tried the chickpea one.
So
I
strange.
feel like you've made this before, and it does taste like it has the texture of tuna.
Yeah, it's that's what so for me it was like I told you, I was grown up in like a very meat centric household. Like we all kind of were like, okay, Brinley, that's my vegan sister, like do your own thing. Like we never really let her like we're like, okay, sure, it's not really that good, like we're gonna eat this food that's really good. And my brother, I was very close to my brother and I loved connecting with him on things, and he's like a big burger fan and like greasy like steak and bacon, and I was like, yeah, I can't give that up because it's so good.
And it's the connection you have with your family.
Yeah. And but and like you said, how hard it was. Like there wasn't even tofu. I honestly probably could not have done that. Like that's really hard. But it's like it does not feel like I'm vegan. It doesn't feel like I'm giving anything up. I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything because the taste is all there. I think it's better. I didn't eat seafood when I wasn't vegan.
The tuna sandwich is really good.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Have you had tuna?
No.
Okay.
Oh,
I would never eat. I would never, if I was gonna eat meat or like eat something, I would never eat tuna.
No,
Yeah.
me neither. I hated seafood. I thought it was nasty and all this, and now I like love anything that's like fake seafood.
It's funny. Like I said, I'm the weirdo who like I loved sardines. Like,
I know that
tuna.
is weird.
I would eat tuna out of cans, like tuna and
Really?
sardines out of cans with my cats. Like weird because the cats are obsessed with it. I mean, have you ever opened?
Like,
I'm sure you've seen it.
To be honest, if my cat is like gonna eat wet food, I just feed her human grade tuna.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I just straight up, I'm like, here's a can of tuna.
I thought you were gonna say you eat it.
No, I would not eat the cat food. Like Mad Max all of a sudden over here. Mad Maxine. No, I would not eat a can of cat food. But I'll feed her just a can of tuna.
Yeah.
But she only eats dry food now. She's over the tuna. She was really into it for a while, and now she's like, like whatever.
Oh wow.
My dad tried to get the cats like poke, like without the sauce on it, just like the cut up fish.
Yeah.
And they wanted one bite, and they're like, we're done.
Interesting.
We don't want it anymore.
Wow.
It's really interesting.
Yeah, that is weird.
Because cats love. Yeah, these cats like they love wet food because we give it to them as treats too.
Yeah.
The majority eat the dry food, but.
Well, there's this brand like Steve's Real Food. There's like a whole craze about giving your cat raw food and how it's so much healthier for them. And so we tried to do that for a while, but it's really expensive.
Yeah.
But they're just like they like act
Feral.
crazy, like feral. Yeah.
Okay, I have to ask you because I'm a huge Twilight fan. I don't know if you love Twilight at all. I'm a teenage girl.
You can admit it. She'll like not say something.
No. I actually have a funny story with.
Okay, I was gonna say like one of the things I loved growing up was that Bella is vegetarian.
I was a diehard fan. I read all the books multiple times, the movies. I had a notebook.
Wait, it's so funny how you asked her and she was hesitant. She's like, "No, I'm not a fan. I'm a crazy diehard."
No, it was like, yeah, no, I had a note because it's like it's such a weird thing. Like you look back on things you did as a child and you're like, what was that about?
That's me with Twilight.
I had a notebook, like a Twilight notebook, and I like wrote down all the facts about everything. Like I wrote down the entire family, and then I would.
She was like the archive.
And then I would highlight. I would take different highlighters, and I would color coordinate how they were related, like what their what their.
You were a twihard as they
So
call
you
it.
know that encyclopedia that's out now? Like I wrote it.
Yeah, and I was like planned out my whole trips. I wanted to go to Forks, Washington, and I planned
Did you ever
out.
do it?
No, I didn't do it.
I still want to do it.
Yeah, I did.
All right, did you
No,
plan it out too?
No, I was just like really into Twilight, and we used to do like it came out when I was in like 8th grade, I think, and we used to act it out in honors English. Like we would like write little plays and pretend to be Twilight.
Did the teacher?
The teacher was like
Was
fine
in
with
on
it.
board?
She was like, "Yeah, it's a book, and like you want to act it out, sure. Like
Yeah.
it's a project. It's a book, good enough." And I
Yeah.
remember when I went to the premiere of the first Twilight movie, I was living up in Ojai, and it was at Ventura, and they have like the one movie theater there on Main Street, and it was every single person, like every single girl from the middle school and high schools were there, and like it was the coolest thing if you had tickets on that night.
Yeah.
And parents were taking like 15 kids at once to like try to like help like with the tickets and stuff, and I ran into every girl I knew at that
crazy.
thing. I was Team Jacob. Admittedly,
I was Team Jacob
until
at
the weird
first.
thing happened.
What weird thing happened?
Well, then he imprints on her dog. I get so much crap for that from people. They're
That
like,
is
"You're
funny.
Team Jacob, who he imprinted on Renesmee." Or
That-
whatever her name
yeah,
is, on a baby.
That is weird. Like, why did they have that in there? I don't
Beats
know.
me.
But it is interesting
I
that
don't know either.
Bella was vegetarian because I feel like that's a whole vampire thing,
That is a
kind of
thing,
like a
and
take on it.
In the books, also, they're like, we're technically vegetarian vampires because we eat animals instead
Yeah.
of humans.
Yeah.
And it's like this whole thing that they say, like,
Interesting.
because we suck the blood of a deer instead of sucking the blood of a human, we're vegetarian vampires.
Yeah.
But I just remember, like, when she eats a veggie burger, I was like, she's eating a veggie burger. Like, That's me.
They show that
That's
in
so
the movie.
cool.
And in the movie, they carried it
Yeah.
over that she
That's
eats
cool.
a veggie burger. And I always remembered that. Like, it really stuck with me because I
Mhm.
guess representation of even a diet
Yeah.
is
Yeah,
important.
absolutely. Yeah.
Did they say what kind of veggie? Or is it just?
I
Like
think
a
it's
homemade
like, no,
patty?
I know. Actually, I think it's a garden burger.
Oh really?
Yeah, but
Oh wow.
No
yeah,
way.
I
They
think
say.
I don't know if but it looked like a garden burger.
Oh.
I know my veggie
Yeah,
burger.
that I can tell the texture.
Yeah,
The
that's
best
funny.
place to get a veggie burger, like house made, in my opinion, in LA is Fred 62's. And
We
you can
love
get it
Fred 62's.
vegan, the bun, because you just have to tell them that you want
Yeah.
the bun
Yeah,
with the sandwich
I
bread.
think didn't
Yeah.
we eat it? I
Yeah.
think we've tried it. Yeah, Fred 6.
We're
we
on
love
a
Fred
mission
62.
to try every vegan option at Fred 62.
Yeah.
Funny. I think you guys were talking about this. I just have to shout out
Yeah.
to Sloopies and.
Oh, yeah, Sloopies
Where is it?
and-
Manhattan Beach.
Yeah,
or
Manhattan
what's it?
Beach. Yeah, it's in Manhattan.
They have some really good home house-made meats or
Stuff.
whatever.
Yeah, I used to eat there like when I was a kid because, as everyone knows, like Video Archives is in Hermosa Beach, and then I grew up in Manhattan Beach and Ojai. Like I split my time.
It was such a
and-
cool childhood.
Yeah, it was a fun life. It
Yeah.
still is. But yeah, Sloopy's, I remember I used to go there like with my friend. It's still there.
Yeah.
So it's great. Sadly, the other vegan spot that I used to frequent there, which was
gone.
the spot, is
Oh,
gone.
yeah.
But they
We were
had
looking for
a
it.
I know,
Yeah.
and I should send you guys because they have some really good like recipes. We have their cookbook. And my
Ooh.
mom makes this thing called savory sauce, which is like tofu blended with like amino acids and stuff. And you can put it on rice and quinoa, black beans.
Like
and
silken tofu?
yeah, you can do kind of any kind of tofu though for it, but it has like this umami, creamy flavor, and you can just put it on. I dip bread in it. Like I
Ooh.
literally, I'll eat it with
That
everything.
sounds really
Yeah,
good.
that sounds really
yeah,
good.
I have
Yeah.
to try that.
Okay, what are like the last few things on the table?
So these are just basic biscuits that I wanted to have because I
Lean
love
over
like
to
bu-
basic
I love
biscuits.
I love my butter and my jam. You know?
What kind of vegan butter do you use?
We usually switch it up, but that one I think is the Kite Hill one.
The Kite Hill. Okay.
It's like it comes in the block. I really, really like the one that comes in the block because
Ooh,
it
that's
has
spreads.
it has the measurements on it too.
Oh,
which
really?
because I usually use it in baking. So
This is crazy that it actually spreads because that's one of my things with vegan butter. Sometimes it just does not.
I think you just have to leave it out for a little bit, you know.
You got
Or-
jam. Oh my god, I'm in heaven right
these
now.
are
you
these
guys.
are I love my jams.
Are these
so,
Bun Mama?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we use in my house.
So they're all different flavors. Pick your flavor.
Okay, there's apricot. Oh my god, I'm
Mhm.
leaning away from my microphone, but I don't care. There's cherry.
Cherry, strawberry, raspberry, and orange.
Okay, I'm gonna take apricot. I am an apricot lover. Do you want me to pass you one?
I'm actually good right now. I'm gonna eat one of these egg sandwiches next.
It's freaky. The egg sandwiches,
Yeah.
you guys. If you
No, that's
eat
how we-
egg, if you
yeah.
eat egg and like you want to stop eating egg, but you still want to eat egg, eat this egg sandwich because it's wacky. It tastes like egg.
It's crazy if you guys can see this. It actually looks like egg because it looks like when you scramble an egg because it has some of the yolk and the
Oh,
egg
yeah.
white.
Or like a hard boiled egg too.
Yeah,
even.
like when you break it up. I think that's from the turmeric, right?
Yeah, turmeric mustard. Oh yeah.
really good.
Mm-hmm.
What brand of biscuits are they?
Annie's.
Oh, I love Annie's.
Yeah.
Annie's is so good. I was gonna say I think we have an Annie's drive-through, but I think it's an Amy's drive-through.
Yes. Yeah.
up
Yeah.
in Thousand Oaks, which
Yeah.
I haven't been to yet.
I haven't
but-
been to that, but I think they actually have Belief there.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
What is it? Is that like a restaurant?
It's in the frozen aisle, and they have like a ton of vegetarian, some vegan. I think they have some vegan options. But they had a drive-through up north in like the San Francisco area, and they finally brought one down here. But
And so you could it's just a drive.
it's just a
buy
drive-through.
food.
Yeah, and I think it's all vegetarian. If I'm
So it's like
correct.
made food though.
Yes,
Okay.
like you drive through and like you can have like an Amy's burger. or
Very cool.
Yeah, Amy's.
Yeah. Very cool.
Amy's,
You have to try-
Annie's.
Yeah, that is that. And you said in Thousand Oaks.
I think it's in Thousand Oaks. Yeah,
Oh, very cool.
and I think they have vegan options. So
Yeah, I think
I
they
feel
do.
like they would-
I think they
yeah.
do. Well, because I do believe they do have Belief products there, so they must. I mean, that's something that I think is so stupid is when people get vegan meats and they pair it with cheese.
Or the funny thing to me also is like the vegan meat, like a veggie burger, but with a bun that has egg on it.
Yeah,
Because then
we
I
just
can't eat it.
experienced That.
Yeah,
Anyway.
In and out, right?
Yeah, In and Out, because the In and Out.
Oh,
You're the one who
Yeah, I
told us.
told you because I remember
Broke
I
my
went
heart.
through.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Literally, I was like, I have to tell them, but I'm really sorry because I went through. And I
okay.
never eat fast food, but I was having like a really bad day. And I was like, I'm going to go to In-N-Out. I'm going to get a grilled cheese.
Yeah.
I'm going to like eat my animal fries with no cheese
Yeah,
on
yeah.
them. And like go through. And then I ate it. And then I was like, okay, that bun definitely had egg. And that spread definitely had egg. And I'm like, yep, I'm feeling it tonight. Like, But
It's cool that
so
you
now,
can just tell.
yeah, no, I can tell.
Oh, yeah, I wish I could. 'Cause sometimes restaurants you
Like
just
they,
never know.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess, sorry, I'm guilty. We ate egg recently.
But
I ate those burgers like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Like I ate a veggie version, but
Yeah.
I
No,
guess
but the thing is also, like, what I believe is that if you are vegan and you are trying your best to achieve it, and then it turns out like you eat an egg bun,
Yeah.
it's not like a lack of your character, it's just like a lack of knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
And it's nothing to do with like, I'm sorry I did it. It's
Yeah.
like you just didn't know.
Yeah, no, I think that's like you were saying, some things about veganism that turns people off is how extreme they are. I know so many people that, like, when I first started becoming vegan, like if someone offered me a bite of food that like had cheese in it or something, I would take it. Like because for me it was like, I'm not buying that food. They have it. I'm still transitioning, you know. I wasn't so strict. And people would always say, you're not vegan then, like there's no point, you shouldn't even do it at all if you're like taking bites of food that... And I'm just like, why is it so extreme? Why is it one or the other? And it was another thing that I just posted this like video on Instagram about bycatch, because that's another thing that a lot of people don't know about, is that fishing is not, you're not only catching the fish you're eating.
Oh, you're catching turtles, sharks, etc.
Yeah.
Especially if they're doing God, what is it? Like the mile long lines.
Yeah,
where
which
just, like,
they
the
often
tow lines,
are.
which is where most fish comes from. It's really,
Exactly.
really upsetting for me
And
as
a lot,
well.
exactly.
Did
And
you know, and on that note too, I didn't know this because of her research that they still have like implement slavery or like
Yeah.
what is it?
yeah,
Slavery
there's so many bad things going on out in the sea because it's not anybody's
It's
jurisdiction.
maritime law, yeah.
Yeah. And so they have slavery. They're literally trafficking people, bringing them onto onto fishing ships, which are basically slave ships because they're not paying them. They're putting
They're
them in like,
abducting them
yeah,
too.
they're abducting them. And like, I don't know how graphic we want to get, but the girls are getting raped. People are getting thrown off ships, like killed.
It's a really seedy industry, and there's a lot of stuff like that kind of in the world that like we turn a blind eye to.
Yeah.
I mean, like we see that though, like in all aspects, like
Yeah.
even iPhones, like making an iPhone.
Yeah,
like you have
sure.
Uyghur slave labor.
And that's what I was going to say too, is a lot of people say, like to that video, a lot of people are like, you're posting this on your iPhone, you know? Which,
Yeah, how do you react to people like when they kind of try to disregard you by saying, well, that's happening elsewhere too? Like, why do you care about this one?
right.
Because you should care about this one.
Yeah,
is the thing.
absolutely. And I think that kind of the way that I just said is like, any action you take is better than none. So any way that you feel like you can do that, do it. And then I think you should work your way to like making that change in the long run as well. Like, I haven't really researched the iPhone thing too much, but I have heard about it. And I feel like I'll make my way to that
And also
and wanting to
people-
make the change.
People can't care about everything all at
Yeah,
once.
exactly.
You have to pick what you care
Yeah,
about.
Yeah.
because we need someone who cares about the iPhone dilemma.
Yeah.
Then we need someone who cares about the ocean.
The fishing.
dilemma.
Yeah.
And if we had everyone spread out, that's how like it's funny because that's how I kind of think about it with animals. Like I'll rescue all the cats. We have a friend Shira who like literally is one of the coolest people in LA, which she has this rescue that we work closely with called Animal Rescue Mission. She rescues a bunch of dogs, but it's like that same concept of you handle the turtles, you handle it, like, and if you spread everyone out, then you know that's kind of how you solve problems at a big scale.
Yeah, and another thing is people like are commenting, well, everyone can't be vegan, like everyone can't do this. And I'm not even saying everyone go vegan. Like that's not even what we're talking about, because obviously we want that for it's not selfish reasons, but like we care about the animals. Like we don't want you to hurt animals. But I realize some people don't care about that, and I realize it is better for some people because there are prices and like way of getting things that aren't really available for everyone. So I understand that's not sustainable, but it's just like reducing your demand. And it's like for the really rich people who are just like over consuming certain things, like you can just change it a little bit.
And also there's like degrees of like steps that you can take
Yeah.
towards helping, and everyone helps in their own ways. Like I have one of my best friends, he is, God, when I met him, he was like super meat eating, like just does not care about animals in the slightest, like any animal, just does not care. And then he started raising chickens, And he's like, oh my God, like I love my chickens. I finally found an animal like I really love. And he's like, I'm going to stop eating chicken. But he has a peanut, soy, chickpea, all those allergies. And so he's like, I don't think I could ever like 100% become vegan.
See, yeah,
but I'm
that's
at least
hard.
going to stop eating this.
Yeah.
And then like maybe he'll make the change further. But it's funny because like I am lifelong vegetarian. I almost hate telling people like, hey, like you should become vegetarian or you should become vegan because you don't ever want to be preachy on someone or judgmental. But like, so I rarely ever talk about it. But like the fishing thing just really gets me. Most of our plastic waste in the ocean is fishing waste. It is not from plastic straws.
Yeah.
Like, let me have my plastic straw.
Yeah, that's
and
the
take
least
away the
of
tow
the
lines, the
worries.
least the worries. And the fact they've told people like, hey, the plastic straw, like, if you don't use that, that's what's going to save the ocean.
Yeah.
It's actually not the truth. And it's putting a band-aid on the bigger issue, and it's making people think, oh, I am doing something, when in reality you could do something much more to actually have an impact. So that's it always grinds my gears.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, for sure. No, I'm right there with you.
There's that popular meme going around like people will stop using straws to save the fish but won't stop eating fish to save the fish.
That's fun.
Yeah. But yeah, just like any action you take is better than none. So
Yeah, I agree
have a
completely.
positive attitude.
Is that the same kind of as the sandwich? Are those?
I didn't
I was gonna
see
say,
that.
we still got a few more.
Yeah, you
dishes
still
Sorry.
here.
Sorry, I didn't see that. So yeah, that's basically the same. It actually is the same. Just
But like in like a little
displayed differently.
Displayed differently.
Yeah.
I think I am a fan of this cream cheese.
Yeah.
I think I like it.
Interesting.
You know, you should try. What is the place that we go to? The bagel shop. Is it
Oh,
Nails?
Hanks.
Hanks.
Oh, does Hanks
They
have?
have a
it?
vegan cream cheese.
They have a vegan cream
It's
cheese. It's
super good.
phenomenal.
It's
Oh,
really
I
good.
do.
But you know what? Also, you can make vegan cream cheese out of tofu, which I just did for the first time the other time.
Oh, really?
You do like tofu and coconut oil and
Because I told
Nooch.
Savannah I am a tofu girl.
yeah.
Yeah.
Literally last night for dinner, I just ate fried tofu. Like literally just like fried tofu in my air fryer.
Yeah.
Just cut it up and put it in there and just I'll eat it.
You
Yeah.
have to get an air fryer. That's one thing.
Oh
I
my
know.
God, get an air fryer.
I know
it
we
will
need it.
change your life.
Yeah.
I know.
I literally am putting every fruit, every vegetable, like known to man, in my air fryer and just dehydrating it.
Oh, very
Because
cool.
I like to eat dried fruit,
Yeah.
but you can just put
So it's a dehydrator too.
it's also a dehydrator. So like I put it in at like 190 for like 6 hours and it
Oh.
dehydrates. And I've done mango, strawberry, blueberry, apple, pears so far.
Oh, that is so cool.
I
Yeah,
know, I
there's
love
so much stuff you can do. And I like it's gonna open a whole nother world
No,
once we have it.
honestly, I want you guys to get one so that you guys can do like vegan air fryer meals because
Yeah.
when I got my air fryer, I struggled to find like specifically vegetarian and there's like no vegan air fryer meals.
Really?
Recipes. Like at least where I'm looking, I could not find them.
Oh,
I was
good to
having
know.
the most difficult time. So when you get an air fryer,
Yeah.
make some vegan air fryer meals.
I love hearing you like talk about that and like your whole intro, like how it's actually helping you find vegan spots and like options at spots and different foods. Like that was our whole goal.
Yeah.
Is like show people how good vegan food is and how amazing it is. And we have a production company, so like why not shoot it the best way we can?
No, it
And-
makes it so appetizing, and also it's like really good for me because, as I said, like when I'm dating, like I want the guy to kind of like be introduced to vegetarian and vegan food, and like, and if he eats vegan, then I'm probably more inclined to eat vegan.
Yeah.
So it would just help me out, and so it's a good date night spots for me.
Yeah.
I was gonna say like it's very helpful going to Crossroads all the time.
Oh
like
my God, if a guy would just take me to Crossroads every night,
exactly.
every night. Okay, what is this pie?
Okay, so we're the biggest Twin Peaks fans
Oh,
ever.
yes. I love Twin Peaks.
Okay. Did you watch the newest season too? I'm assuming.
No.
Oh,
I did, but
You are
Wait a
in for a
second.
treat.
I did, but I didn't like it.
Oh, what?
Oh, you did. Oh, okay.
I didn't like the reboot.
Really?
I know. I know. It's like my cringe moment. I'm sorry. I'm
No,
like
no, no.
revealing myself to
Did
not-
you like the second season?
the second season of the first?
The first one.
I like the first half of the second season.
Same. Yeah.
And then like as soon as like she like explodes on the boat or whatever,
Uh-huh.
it's like I don't even know what happens there.
Yeah,
But like
yeah.
there's a
It's
point where
so-
you can just tell.
Yeah.
No, I found the reboot of Twin Peaks to be a little bit dark.
It's very dark,
I-
yeah.
A little bit. See, but you like the dark.
I love that. I was like blown away when we were watching it. I was like, how is this like? Did they really just do that? Like I was shocked.
Yeah.
And
It's not on network television, and David Lynch had full control
Yeah,
now.
that's the
so it's
thing.
like-
yeah,
Yeah,
That's
I
what
think my
happens.
dad got for the first season he got the box set and he watched on box set. And so the second season, how long has that been out?
couple
The
years.
second
It was
season,
like 2017,
or-
right?
Yeah.
Which one? Which
Oh, I'm sorry. The
newest
reboot.
The
Does it just
return
have one
Yeah,
season? Yeah, my dad
17.
got that on box set. And
Yeah.
was funny. Like we all watched as a family, and then like a few episodes in, my mom dropped out, and then a few episodes after that, I dropped out, and then a few episodes after that, my brother dropped out.
Your dad
and
stayed
it was just
through
my
them.
dad.
Did your dad like it?
Yeah, dad liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved it. I
Yeah.
loved it. I love David Lynch at his darkest.
Yeah, that gave me like a newfound like love for. I mean, I am a huge David Lynch fan. I think he's the coolest. Like outside of his movies,
Oh, he's great.
he's just like the coolest person
She knows
ever.
his granddaughter, right? She's like a huge animal rescue.
She works with Kitten Rescue.
Oh,
His
really?
granddaughter, yeah.
Wow,
Her
that's
name's Sydney
amazing.
Lynch. So we actually, I had met her before, but we actually just had a cat that we brought over there, and she helped us out with him a lot. And so she's like a really sweet girl, yeah.
But so you made a pie.
Yeah.
Well, you remember the cherry pie? I was
And
actually
cherry's my favorite flavor. Of
Okay.
pie.
Really?
Yeah,
I've never made a cherry pie. I've never tasted cherry pie.
like so. Good luck.
You've never tasted a cherry
I've
pie?
never tasted cherry pie. I'm like, I
So this is the first cherry pie.
this is my very first cherry pie, and it looks a little funny because I didn't have a pie pan, so this was cooked in a cake pan, so it's kind of like
You can
silly.
do it in the cake pan.
It's a little silly on the outside, but do you want me to cut you a piece?
Oh, yes, please.
Do not start me.
Okay.
Like that? Okay.
I will just like pick it up now.
Okay.
Do you think it'll carry?
I mean, you
think
can.
I think so.
Oh, okay.
It's
This is
been
nice
sitting a
and
while.
firm.
It looked like a firm slice of pie. Cut me like a small one.
There goes the crust.
The crust looks so good.
Really.
Let's see if this.
Do you
All right.
need
Is that
another-
too big or is that fine? Because I can give
You
this.
Here,
need
let me
napkin?
just get a napkin. You guys, I'm gonna get
Oh, sorry. We're already using all our plates. Yeah, we're gonna need new plates.
I can just use
No,
a
no,
napkin. It's fine.
yeah.
Okay.
I literally will just. I am not shy. I will just.
You want some,
Here's
Josh?
my
Yes, I'll
slice
try.
of pie. Would you like a napkin, or do you have a plate?
I have a plate, so I was planning for it the whole time. I was cleaning my plate.
Mmm.
So be honest.
Mm.
You can be honest. It's my
Yeah.
first time, so I won't take.
Did you make the pie crust, or is the pie crust a brand that you can buy?
The pie crust is Pillsbury, actually.
Really? They make vegan?
Yeah, I think it's accidentally
accident.
vegan. You know, like it's not labeled vegan at all.
I love accidentally vegan stuff.
Yeah.
What do you think, Josh?
It's good. I don't know if it's Norma's famous world cherry pie or
With some
World
vegan with
famous.
some vegan whipped cream on it though.
it's good. No. I think or vegan ice cream or something.
Ooh,
I think
do you
later
have some?
it'll be very good. You know, like when you get the munchies while watching a movie or something.
Reheated with
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't know the ice cream would be good on it. That's another thing about like veganism. I feel like I was so closed off on trying new food before. Like on cherry pie, honestly, any kind of pie except for like apple pie and pumpkin pie. I don't think I've ever tried any other kinds of pie. And so many different foods too, like a lot of seafood, and there's like a lot of random things I would not eat. I wouldn't touch it. And so now like being vegan, you can try, like I'm just so much more open to trying new things and like, yeah.
well, now that we've eaten our way through the table and my timer it'll go off eventually when I press play on it. But are there any final thoughts that you guys want to share with the audience?
Well, I think, you know, be open-minded as we've been talking. It's actually very fun. You never know what you're going to come across. So, like, whether it's vegan or movies, you be open-minded is a really important thing. And if you guys want to steal my cat idea, my cat cafe idea, or I call it a cat lounge, or come to ours.
I like that because cats lounge around like cat
Yeah.
nap. Like yeah,
Yeah, it would be
like in
more of like a
cat
lounge. Because we want to have like a restaurant and a bar.
Yeah, we would love
there.
to have a bar in there.
We were going to make cocktails, but
But I'm sober, so I don't drink alcohol.
I was gonna put some coffee liqueur.
Did you
in my
not do that?
coffee. No,
Oh.
I don't want to be the only one drinking. it's so
At our very our very sober table right now at our tea time. Savannah, do you have any final thoughts you want to share?
No, I think this was a lot of fun.
That was so much fun. I'm so
I-
blessed to be invited over for like a meal. Like thank you.
That is like I love cooking for people. That's like my favorite thing ever. Even if it's not so good, like it's just fun, you know.
No,
like
it
even
was-
if I
no, it was really good.
props.
I like
good props and, like-
the tuna sandwich. I like that. That's probably my
You know
favorite.
what I was gonna say? Well, is that
I think
your
the tuna
favorite?
sandwich is my favorite because like I would never choose tuna sandwich.
Yeah.
Like ever in my life. But that reminds me of something I used to eat as a kid.
Oh, yeah.
Which might have been from chickpeas actually.
Yeah,
It was
that's
like
very
a
kid
spread. Yeah.
kind of snack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then The shrimp was actually kind of
I was going to say, what did you think about the shrimp?
I didn't hate it, but it was like the egg thing was the weirdest one for me. Because you guys, I wish you could taste it. It literally tastes just like eggs.
Yeah.
It is so freaky weird.
Yeah, freaky.
Yeah, if you guys want anything that's like, even if it's not tofu, you can make anything taste like eggs with black salt.
Yeah.
It is so weird. Like it's a mind thing now
Yeah.
for me. Like that. Like if I eat it, I'm like, I'm eating hard-boiled eggs right now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's so weird, but
Yeah.
and I'm sure some of these recipes are available at We Soy Tasty.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Similar ones for sure.
Similar ones. I think these are
We'll make
actually
these available.
besides the chickpea I have done before, but besides that one, these are all brand new recipes that I've just did today
Yeah,
for the
well,
first time.
The egg one, I think you should post because that
I
is
will.
like freaky weird. I think people that like love eggs but don't have access to them anymore would
Yeah.
really, really enjoy that.
Yeah.
Good to know. Yeah,
Good to know.
that'll
I'll
be the
do
next
that.
one,
Yeah, the next
actually.
one.
Yeah. And I would love, that's something I really want to start doing on We Soy Tasty is like bringing more people on.
Yeah.
And we were even talking about like doing a kitchen podcast.
Oh, that's so. I thought to be honest, that'd be wonderful, and also kind of then someone can kind of learn also, or maybe their
Yeah.
favorite dish, make it vegan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like really good.
So we'll have to have you come cook with
Oh,
me.
come on! I'll come cook. I'll be a little sous chef.
We have to make Quentin a big kahuna burger. We've done a big.
Oh, we
vegan-
did.
yeah,
We
you know
did
what?
a burger.
I think
That-
that's how
actually,
we-
that might be how we connected. Maybe.
Yeah, I
don't
think so,
know.
'cause
we
we,
might
like,
have on
tagged you or
Instagram.
something.
Yeah, we might
For,
have
like,
connected.
very briefly. Like,
Oh,
Yeah.
that was before we met
yeah,
you.
in person.
I think it was
Oh,
because
yeah.
for those of you that don't know, I run the Video Archives Instagram account.
No,
Oh, that's funny.
So if you ever need anything tagged, just
Yeah.
message me on my main account.
That's funny. Yeah.
But yeah,
I was
no.
like, oh.
but yeah, that would
Make
be
him a big
project.
kahuna burger. Yeah. Okay, one day. So,
Wait, has he eaten vegan meat before?
I don't think so.
We
You can't tell him though.
Yeah, well,
No, that's the thing is you just don't tell me. You're just like, here, just eat this.
Yeah.
Big kahuna burger.
Like,
When
that's fucking good.
Yeah.
well for the Video Archives like final episode, like the awards show, I did a bunch of fake ads. And I did a big kahuna burger ad that I wrote that there was like a veggie burger option.
Oh,
like
that's
a
super
vegan option.
cute.
So I was like,
I
have
love
a vegan
that.
option at Big Kahuna. You can't just like
Yeah.
have the Big Kahuna burger not have a vegan option.
Yeah.
Or
So
Sam Jackson.
yeah,
Or
I
for,
know
Jules.
exactly for Phil, for everyone that eats gluten-free vegan. It's honestly, I'm so glad that we live in this time that we live
Yeah.
right now because look at this bounty. No one was harmed in the making
Yeah.
of this table.
Yeah.
So I'm really pleased to have been here. So
Yay.
thank you to my guests, Savannah Kelmanson and Joshua Uzon, for coming on to the show.
Thank you.
If you'd like to keep up with them individually, you can follow Joshua on Instagram at uzon.x, unless he's changed his name by the time that this comes out, and Savannah at Sav Kelmanson, or you guys can follow them both at We Soy Tasty, and maybe there's other places that they can find you as well besides there.
I think no, those are our main ones.
Those are
I
the main
mean,
ones?
it's use on X everywhere else. So
Okay, great.
same thing.
So yeah, find
Yeah.
Joshua at uzon.x.
And your website?
Well, yeah, we have a production company website, Andromeda Pictures.
AndromedaPictures.com. So yeah, you guys can also find them at
Any of your
Andromeda Pictures.
filming needs, we will take care of
Yeah,
you.
what kind of filming needs do you guys cover?
Literally anything you could do with the camera.
Yeah.
I tell people it's like production. We're working on developing films now, like actual feature films and short. We've done a lot of short films, but yeah, anything between live events and feature films and podcasts and
Shorts,
Social
what is
media
the
content.
social media content? We were doing like reels for actors. We've been doing that a lot lately. It's been a lot of fun.
yeah, that's
awesome.
really
Yeah.
fun. It's like
Yeah.
little snippets, get
Yeah.
to practice directing actors.
So AndromedaPictures.com.
Yes.
Okay, great. Well, thanks, guys.
Thank you so much for having us.
I'm Gala Avary, and this has been The Gala Show.